In the colorful realm of African music, there's a cool mystery that musicians and producers from all corners of the continent have been trying to crack for years. What's the secret sauce behind Nigeria's global music success? Why haven't other African countries caught up yet? This is what I'm going to unpack in this video. From the lively streets of Nairobi to the chill vibes of Windhoek, the hustle and bustle of Joburg to the welcoming atmosphere of Accra, artists are digging into Nigerian hits, hoping to find that magic mix of beats and lyrics that hits the right notes with so many different audiences out there. When we break it down, we do see a pattern. A blend of local rhythms with a touch of English, the allure of pidgin, a bit of modern pop culture thrown in, all wrapped up in flashy visuals and lifestyle with a global feel. But as we all soon figure out, the Nigerian music success story isn't just about catchy tunes and cool visuals. The true influence has acted like somewhat a launchpad, catapulting Nigerian artists to international stardom, a level that really remains a tough climb for many of their African counterparts. As we dive deeper into this, we'll unpack how this has created a unique platform for Nigerian artists, making it almost impossible for other African countries to replicate their success. Nigeria is not only the most populous country in Africa at nearly 220 million people, it also boasts a massive diaspora population. We're talking first, second generations of Nigerians who've set up shop overseas since the 70s, into the 80s and beyond. They've been at this before other African countries could even dream of sending people overseas like that. And guess what? They're not just chilling, they're thriving. Studies have shown that Nigerians in the diaspora are among the most educated immigrant groups in countries like the US and the UK. According to the ICIR, Nigeria has the highest number of migrants to the United Kingdom in the year ending June 2022 and has become the third largest nationality group in the country. Nigerian nationals saw the largest relative increase in sponsored study grants compared with 2019, increasing by 57,545, which represents a 686% increase to a record high of 65,929 migrants. This is a higher percentage increase than Indian and Chinese migrants to the UK. Yeah, those stats are quite something. The Nigerian diaspora isn't just sending back remittances, they are exporting culture, bridging gaps, and creating opportunities. This previous point is just me setting the scene here. The Nigerian diaspora connection runs deep. Many artists in the Nigerian music industry either have dual citizenship or residency in countries like the UK and US. This is even at the very top level of the industry. Take techno for example, based in the US now. Adekunle Gold and Simi, who are husband and wife, Thames, etc. We could even take it back to the old days with the likes of Mode 9, Shizzy, Source Kid, who has quite a story by the way, but I will tackle the Source Kid story another time. Artists like Davido, who was born in the US, have this dual connection, which gives them a unique edge. They understand both the Western and African music landscapes, and they can easily and seamlessly blend between the two. Davido told an interesting story about how his music started getting played in the US.
But with my music, personally, it kind of started from like Atlanta, New York. It started from like Nigerians even being in the club and telling the DJs like, yo, I want to spend $50,000 today, but play Davido's music when my bottles are coming out.
In addition to that, having dual citizenship or residency in a country like UK or the US means easier travel, access to financing, and a broader audience. And this is not even limited to the two countries. It could be any of the big powerhouses when it comes to economics, finance, and the lot. Hell, even collabos are easier that way sometimes. It's like having a foot in both worlds, and well, boy, do they dance well on both stages. This is what Nigeria does. This diaspora presence is a game changer, and no one really comes close to the diaspora footprint of Nigerians, especially on the African continent right now. I mentioned Nigeria as the most populous country in Africa, but let's talk about numbers from a slightly different angle. Countries like Namibia, for example, despite their musical prowess, have smaller populations, specifically about 2.53 million people, which is about 88 times less than that of Nigeria. Here's some perspective. For every Namibian, there are 88 Nigerians. Bruv. In the grand scheme of things, the much smaller countries cannot pull in the numbers in terms of listenership, collaborations, or concert attendance. They might find some play on the digital landscape, but that can only take you so far. It's not just about the quality of the music, it's about the quantity of the audience as well. Nigerians in the diaspora aren't just making music, they're making moves. Nigerians are excelling all over the world in different industries. Think about novelist Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, boxer Anthony Joshua, actor John Boyega, Pelena Igbokwe, chair of Universal Studio Group, which is huge by the way, and more. Add to that, according to the Migration Policy Institute, 61% of Nigerian Americans over 25 hold a degree, making them one of the most successful ethnic groups in the US. Many such Nigerians hold influential positions in big music labels and the wider music industry. Think of people like Paul Okoye, for example, with One African Music Fest, who managed megastars like Austin JJ. So nice, you have to say his name twice. Okocha. Bruh, that guy was fire, by the way. Muyiwa Awoni, who's behind the success of Thames and Nonso Amadi, and moved to the UK for his A-levels. Don Jazzy and the inroads he made to get Nigerian music in the US when he joined Kanye West's Good Music with D'banj, I almost forgot his name there. Michael Ugu, formerly the general manager of Sony Music Entertainment West Africa and a board member at Merlin, which is a global digital rights agency for the world's independent label sector. Think about it. When you have a Nigerian A&R at a major label, for example, who do you think they'll be more inclined to give a chance? Their fellow countrymen, of course. But this isn't a nepotism play. Nigerians love and celebrate their culture, music, and more all over the world, so they'll definitely be in tune with the talent coming out of their country. It's all about connections, baby. Let's switch gears for a little bit. Diaspora remittances are a testament to the economic power of overseas Nigerians. Nigeria, alongside Egypt, tops the charts in terms of remittances to Africa. According to the African business publication, the two biggest African destinations were Egypt and Nigeria, with 31.5 billion and 19.2 billion respectively. That's the money they sent, from overseas to their countries. And when looking at all other sub-Saharan countries, they were lagging far behind. Ghana was the best of the rest, receiving $4.5 billion. Kenya had $3.7 billion, and then Senegal had $2.7 billion. This financial muscle translates to investments in the music industry, sponsorships, and more for Nigeria. It's not only hard to catch up, it's hard to beat. I think there's an outlying reason here as well. Nigerians in general are really enterprising people. Combine the rising poverty, lack of jobs, and a large population, and you're going to get one thing: competition. As a result, Nigerians by necessity have to find new and innovative ways to make money. Hustle is every Nigerian's middle name. This makes them very resilient, and they don't need ready-made jobs, they create them. It then comes as no surprise that in the music industry, they are always willing to push the boundaries, and even if they've made it, they want to make it even more. So catching up with Nigerians, well, you have to try and out-hustle them. And by nature, that's going to be very hard for the rest of us in Africa. So tell me, what do you think about this breakdown? Is it really impossible for any country in Africa to really catch Nigeria when it comes to the music, or it's going to happen sooner or later? Let me know in the comments below and let's make a conversation out of this. In conclusion, I would say, while the rest of Africa grooves to its unique rhythms, replicating Nigeria's overseas music success isn't just about dropping a hot track. It's a very complex interplay of history, migration, economics, and a dash of that indomitable Nigerian spirit. So the next time you're jamming to the biggest Nigerian afrobeats hit or whatever, remember, it's not just the beats that got it there. It's got everything to do with people power. Otherwise, that's it for me. My name is MJ Wemoto, son of Zimbabwe, signing out. Peace. Day.